Hey, welcome back for another episode of our weekly live series. Y'all know I get my little intro every week. If you're new here, we are here every week, Wednesdays, 4 p.m. Eastern, talking all things about landing contracts with corporate, nonprofit, education. And guess what, y'all? We've been doing government in the behind the scenes, but I haven't been talking about it that much. We've been doing it with clients. But I'm going to start to peek y'all into what it looks like to do business with the government as well. I have been dropping a few things that I've been finding and again sharing with clients specifically about what government organizations are looking for, how you can position the most I don't know how this would ever work skills into a government contract, which is so beyond me, the things that I've been finding. So if you want to be on that wave, stay close to the content. And as one of my clients suggested for me to do is to take y'all along the journey as we're doing this on the back end and figuring out, cracking the code on this. I want to let you guys in on the process and be able to, see how you can not only do corporate contracts, but you can also get some of these government contracts that are already out budgeted, and you really just have to show up and make sure you present yourself to apply for them. So, and honestly, I did government contracts in my corporate career as well. We just didn't call it that. So it's so crazy. And I don't like to start this with a whole lot of stories, but I do want to connect the dots for you guys because maybe you're in a similar place of thinking like these are the skill sets that I've built. How do I translate them into all these things? But even what I get to do here with you guys today, years ago when I was doing these same processes and it was just my job, I didn't see it as, oh, getting corporate contracts or getting government contracts. I didn't know that that was like a business, like we could do those things on our own. I just saw it as getting contracts within my company because that was my job. And so it's so interesting how I've taken that and brought it to this space and worked with you guys. And now I'm seeing like, wait a minute, this was the same thing that I was doing like way back then. It's just now in a different arena and space. So I say all of that to say and encourage you guys to really take stock of the things that you've developed because there's likely some way that you're pulling back from some of those things. I don't believe we're anywhere on accident, and I don't believe that our true purpose has ever been like without us, right? If we think about where we've come from in our childhood, there was always clues there. And so this is just another example of how I said, like, I did these contracts before and I didn't even see them or know that it was going to turn into this. And so that's the same way what you're doing, whether it's coaching or service provider, or you're thinking about the things that you did in your corporate career. There is going to be a thread, right? There is going to be that a way that you can take the things that you've done and literally don't have to learn anything new. Don't have to, try to make it seem like you're smart in an area that you're not, but taking the things that you've already done and just learning how to talk about them, learning how to position them, learning how to reimagine them, which is a part of my process that I do with clients, can really be the game changer, right? So it's not about so much so what do people buy and how can I fit myself into that box? It's about what do I have? What can I lean into all the way? What do I know? Like this stuff, y'all know I don't even have any notes. Like I get on here, I'm like, what was the topic that I said I was going to talk about? Okay, cool. And I just go through it with you guys. And so if you have something like that for you, where it's like, I can show up with no notes and I can lead people to a result, I can give them everything that they need. Lean into that and start thinking about how these things were already planted in you, or how these experiences that you've had in your life have already been a part of your entire journey, the entire time. And now you're just showing up to this, right? You're just awakening to it, but it's always been there. So I say that to hopefully give you all more understanding and more like, just take a breath and understand you are the expert. You have these things inside of you that are going to help you get to that next level, whether it is landing these contracts with corporate or government or whatever that looks like. Lean into your skill set. That's what I'm going to say on that. So getting off my soapbox. Y'all, I do a little bit of mindset coaching, of course, and life coaching inside of with my clients. So it's hard for me not to step into that phase and really break down some of the barriers, because I see you guys and I talk to you. And a lot of y'all, and I can recognize this in myself as well, a lot of you guys are stopping yourselves or feeling like it's way far off, when truly the opportunity is actually right in front of you with everything that you have right now. And so today we're going to talk about what it really takes to land a contract in 90 days. And it's not going to get a doctorate. It's not, making sure you know every single person that can make a decision and having these beautifully printed worksheets and certified programs. And I don't know, all the things that y'all might be thinking that you need to have in order to get a contract is just simply not true. There are too many people that are doing the thing that they're expert in, again, that they can talk about on a drop of a dime. They don't have formal training around it. They don't have, beautiful websites and all the other auxiliary things. Am I saying that right? They have the expertise and they stand on that, and the passion from it, the dedication to it shines through. And so that, getting ahead of myself to talk about what it really takes. Number one, it really takes the mindset and belief that you can do it. And I know that sounds like, oh, y'all probably expected me to give all the strategies and tactics. I've done that, right? So if y'all look back at any of my content, I've been doing this weekly live series since the end of last year, every week. So there's all those content pieces there. But what it truly takes, what differentiates the people that I see being successful, even as they come through my programs and work with me, the people who are successful know what they have is valuable, and they believe and know that the opportunities are already there for them. So they're not coming in trying to figure out how they can fit into a box. They understand, like, here's what I have to offer. It's a value. And I know that there's somewhere, someplace that is going to see my value. And I'm just on the hunt to figure out who those people are. That is very key. And I love and look for that in people that I work with. I do turn people away because I'm all about getting results. And I know I can teach people all the tactics, but if some of these foundational things are not in place, it doesn't matter what I share, it's not going to work. And so because I operate in integrity as much as I can, I don't know the ins and outs of every single person just from our initial meetings, but there are a few things that I'm looking for and that I'm hearing to help me figure out, is this person actually going to be able to be successful in said program? If it's a 90-day opportunity or whatever it is, are they actually going to be successful in getting to the contract? And generally speaking, that mindset or belief part is something that will hold a lot of people back. That's the thing where, again, people that are half as talented will get 10 times further because they have that belief. So what is it really? How can you get to that space? Number one, owning the results that you've created. Like, own it. Look back at all the things that you have achieved, even from your corporate career. If you have already generated a lot of success in your business, look at all of those things and really say, like, oh, here's what I've done. Like, sometimes we have to run things back because we get so caught up in where we're not at, we forget about where we've come from. So the first thing that you want to do, if you're struggling with the belief in how do I fit into the corporate arena? How do I talk to these people? And do I need this? Do I need that? I don't have a certification. If you're in that spiral right now, I need you to take out a piece of paper and I need you to write down everything that you have accomplished thus far. Write it down, black and white. Make it clear to yourself that you don't need anything else. Sometimes, again, we just have to be reminded, no matter how great we are, 6-figure, 7-figure, 8-figure businesses, doesn't matter. Still remind yourself the things that you have come from if you're feeling that you're struggling with that belief piece as you're moving into this new arena. Because sometimes it can feel like, yes, I was successful here, but I don't know anything about this space and I'm feeling a little uneasy and I'm trying to figure out where I fit in. You don't need to fit in. You actually don't need to fit in. Your uniqueness, your accomplishments, your belief in your conviction about what it is that you have to do or that you bring to the world is your place. You're creating it. And that's what I actually love about this work, is that I get to help people create spaces that they felt either weren't accessible for them or did not exist. And that helps them be able to impact on a larger scale, whether that is in a corporation or in the government entities. You get to be a part of creating that change. And my role is to help you see that the opportunity is right here for you and give you the steps to be able to do it with ease, with confidence, and ultimately with success, because I want you to be able to land those opportunities. So the belief piece is going to be key. That's your assignment. If you feel like you're struggling in that area, go back to your own receipts, cut off everybody else and everything else that you're comparing yourself to. We got to shut that down. Sometimes we got to, when we're in a space of trying to get somewhere new and we might be having that apprehension, we might have to shut out a few things for a little bit, because that is what's leaking your that's putting holes in your progress. And I can see it because I know it's happened to me too. It's why you're stalling. It's why you are, seeing these opportunities and not going after them. Why, when you get opportunities or someone, shares that they're doing this great thing, you're wondering how it can fit for you. So shut the things down, get really clear on what it is that you've accomplished, and get that belief very, very high. These corporations, of course, they're going to be, they got their budgets, they got their attorneys and all the things, and it can seem intimidating, but it's not when you know who you are and you know you're the expert that they need. It's not when you know that if they don't work with you in this particular capacity, okay, they can go on and continue to reap what they're getting right now, or they can work with me and get to the result I know I can take them to. That type of confidence is what's really going to push you forward into landing these opportunities and being successful. So, belief. The next thing that it takes is going to be the dedication part. And I know sometimes we don't talk about this enough as people who are, experts, and of course, creating ease and systems and processes for people to follow, but it takes work, y'all. I know the marketing messages are so cute and everybody's like, oh, just do this. Here's the easy, simple way to do this. And yes, it's great that experts like myself and others have invested in this process so we know what works and what doesn't work, but no one can substitute the work. No one can, no process, no framework, no cheat code, none of that can substitute the work. You still have to put in the work. You're still going to have to figure out how this applies to you and how you can navigate the process in your own life and in your own business. So taking that ownership, this is a part of the dedication piece as well, is that ownership. You have to understand that this process is not just going to fall in your lap, right? I can teach you all the things, the marketing, the lead gen, the sales process. You got to work the engine though. And so if you're not at a place where you feel like, where you think this is going to be an easy fix to the business, or you're seeing all these people saying, yeah, I landed $100,000 contract, and you're seeing the glitz and glamour of it, not understanding that it took work to get there, that you have to put in proposals, you have to make contacts, you have to look for contracts and opportunities, you got to create a system, like all the things that happen. You can make the process simple for you, but at the end of the day, you have to take ownership in your results and work the system. And so when people come to me, again, as I mentioned, going through my programs, one of the things that I ask them is like, really, how bad do you want this? You know what I'm saying? Or how dedicated are you to this process? Is this something that just sounds good to you? Are you really looking to bring in some lucrative contracts into your business and you want to dedicate your focus to that? Because in that arena, and it's not to scare anyone off, but it's to be real, because sometimes we get this smoke and mirrors appearance that we're just going to show up and again, contracts are just going to fall out of the sky. It doesn't happen that way. What we want to get to is to a point where organizations are calling you to do opportunities and you don't have to do as much of the upfront work. But again, you have to have that dedication up front to be able to reap those rewards. So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to follow a simple process? Are you willing to take down some of the intimidation, some of the fear, some of the lack of belief with someone who can support you through all of that in order to achieve this? If you are, then success is definitely knocking down your door, because how could you not put effort into the right direction over and over again and not get the result? If you're practicing your jump shot every single day, you're going to get better at it and you're bound to continue to make those shots. It's the same way when we're talking about this sales and marketing process, which is all about what getting corporate contracts what getting corporate contracts is about. Making contact, building relationships, putting yourself out there. And so you have to be dedicated to that and be ready to put in that work, right? It's not hours on hours. Y'all know, if you've been around here long enough, I have a 3-year-old son, I'm married, I have all the things going on, business, we're all the things. And so I am not about hustling, but I am about dedication. I am about consistency. I am about commitment. And that is one of the things that I require in terms of clients working with me in order for them to be successful. And so in the belief portion, in the commitment, the final thing that I'll say that it really takes to be able to land this contract, or to land any contract within 90 days or within whatever period that you're looking to do this in, is going to be, again, having that process in place that you're going to follow. So I want to go a little bit deeper into this because I know I got ahead of myself in the last point talking about a process, but throwing spaghetti at the wall and just trying to figure out if it's going to stick, it may work eventually, but it's not the most sustainable process in order to get results in a quick time frame, if that makes sense. So I see a lot of people trying things and, saying, okay, I'm just going to figure this out. I'm just going to, hit my head up against the wall. And I get it, right? That totally makes sense if you have the time and the space and want to go, for the next year and try to figure out how to do it on your own. But why do that when there are so many people, not just me, but so many people, so much information out there that can give you a simplified process to do this? So in landing a contract in 90 days, it takes that belief, it takes that commitment. It also takes having a simplified process that you can repeat over and over again. Just trying to try everything that you see on YouTube and hope that it works, that's not, the 90-day period is definitely not going to happen, right? There are certain things that you want to make sure that you have in place and know about this process, especially if you're new. If you're feeling like you're intimidated around the process, or, feeling like, how do I speak to these organizations? How do I show up? Then you definitely will want to supplement that gap with some type of information or a guide or someone who can help you in that process. Again, this is not a sell on work with me. This is a sell on get the information that you need in order to be successful in this process. There's too many avenues out here to just be shooting in the dark. And also, on the side of actually getting the contracts, you want to make sure that you're prepared for what that process looks like. Who are the major players? Who are the, decision makers that you need to be in lockstep with? What's the language that you need to be familiar with so you can make sure that you're not getting slighted? That's another thing as well. You want to make sure that although you hire attorneys to do this, you want to have an understanding of what the actual contract is going to be looking like. There are so many pitfalls that could happen when you don't have the information. And some can be just things you just shuck off and say, all right, I'll learn this for the next time. But some could actually be detrimental. And again, this is not fear-based, but I want to educate you guys because I see a lot of people putting out content about the great side of how to do all these things. But they also need to be telling y'all, if you don't know what you're doing, there could be another side to this that you want to try to get in front of, and you want to make sure that you're educated about. So that's one of the key things that I work with my clients to be able to help them to do, is how to prepare in these conversations and how to not get blindsided, how to show up as the expert, positioned throughout the whole entire sales process as the experts that they are, and ultimately owning the process. I work with a lot of people too who may be feeling some type of intimidation or hurt around corporate because of how they exited or whatever their situation was when they were working a 9-to-5. And they're like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to be in a box, all these things, right? But you get to come back and own the relationship. That is one of the dopest things that I feel like I get to do in my work. It's like, wait a minute. Yeah, they might have did that back then, but that was then, today is now, and I'm the boss. So what's up? I love it. I love to get to help clients get to that point of ownership and freedom and stepping into these opportunities. Like, I get to do this on my own terms. I get to own my own skill set. It's not just about what I can do within your company, but I can take these same things, do it for myself, and do it with other organizations. I get to be the CEO of me. And that's ultimately what my clients and myself, what our mission and goal is how we can be the CEO of our own skill sets, of our own frameworks and processes that we create. Some of y'all been doing some things for these companies, and reducing all their numbers and just creating these amazing things inside of corporations. And I want to see more people taking that and saying, look, this worked for you, but let's shop this around. And the same thing, even with our entrepreneurs. This worked one-on-one, this worked in group programs or whatever it is. Let's shop this around to some people that's also got some real checks that we can cash. Yeah, let's build it up. So I absolutely, I'm sure you all can tell by now, very passionate about this. And I want you all to take away some actionable steps from this. So here's what I want you to look at. Number one, through the 3 steps that I shared with you, look at where you may be feeling the most friction. Are you feeling friction in your beliefs? Are you feeling friction in your level of dedication and commitment? Or are you feeling a level of friction in your overall systems and how you're going to approach this in an easy and simple way? Whatever that feels for you, I gave you one assignment with the first step. If you're feeling friction there, to write out all your accomplishments. If you're feeling any friction around the dedication and commitment piece, I want you to really go back and look at what it is that you're doing. Like, do you feel like how this energy is exuding to y'all right now? Do you feel this about what you do? Because although there are areas to even in entrepreneurship and even in building your business, people don't talk about this part. There's still areas that you don't like to do or don't want to do that are a part of having a business, right? But overall, when you wake up and you get to do these things that you love to do, there's a joy that's just indescribable. Do you feel that about what you do? And if not, that could be why the dedication or commitment is muddying the waters, so to speak. And it may not be the actual thing. It could be your thoughts about it, what you think you have to do to be successful, what you believe because you've seen other people doing it. I'm speaking to myself right now because I've been the same way. I have sabotaged my own passion and my own dream because of all the things I felt it needed to look like. And once I began to free myself from all those things, then that commitment and that dedication was able to be unveiled again. So sometimes we bury all the extras over top of it, and then we're trying to figure out why we can't move forward. So if that is you, that's an invitation for you to take stock of, what is it that I am believing this needs to look like? What are all the things that I may be even doing or, signing up for, hiring for, that don't actually align with the freedom that I want to experience, that don't align with the passion and how I want to create an impact in the world? Because when you're there, the dedication and commitment should come easy. There's hard days. There's days when you don't want to do anything. But again, the general consensus should be like, no, if I can just do this every day, oh, I'm good. I'm definitely good. So that's the key piece there. And then if the last area for you is a point of friction where you're feeling like, yeah, I got the belief. I know I can dedicate to it, but the how is where I'm getting stuck. The simplified process. I see all these different things going on and people talking about this and that, and don't do this and do that, and do this on Mondays and this on Sundays and dance like this, all of that, right? And you may be feeling conflicted or feeling confused by all of that. And if that is the case for you, then I want you to really look at what is truly required to get the result. And I'll tell you what's truly required to get the result. All you need to do in order to be successful in this period to get contracts is, we're going to assume you already have something to offer, right? So Package your offer, build your offer, reimagine your offer, whatever you want to call it, depending on what stage you're in. Reimagine your expertise, repackage your expertise. Number one. Second thing is talk to people. Really simple. Talk to people. We're not even going to say what that, all the things. Talk to people, whatever that looks like for you. Email, LinkedIn, events, smoke signal. I'm just kidding. But talk to people. Last thing, make them an offer. That's it. Like, that's the simplified process. Have something to sell, a package, a service, something. Talk to people, make them an offer. Run that same process over and over again. You will continue to get stronger in it, just like if you were shooting jump shots every day. Just make it that simple. Don't think about anything else. Just make it that simple. Don't think about making mistakes. Don't think about, oh, what they're going to say. When they respond back, you'll know what to do when it's time for you to move into that step. And that means you'll either know it inherently or you'll know where to go to find the answer. Just believe that. Keep doing that process, and that's it. That's your simplified process that you want to follow. So if you're struggling in that area, look at what you're currently doing and see what things don't fall into the 3 steps that I just said. So notice, I didn't say go and get a fancy website. I didn't say go and get a certification, which I'm not against that. I'm actually graduating from my certification program tomorrow, y'all. So I'm super excited about that. So definitely not knocking on that. But what I'm saying is, to get the result, you actually don't need that. It's an enhancement. Those things are enhancements. So really look at, what are the things that I believe that I needed to do that are actually enhancements based on Kirsten's definition of what is truly needed? And how can I get closer to what really needs to be done? And final point on that, if you're finding that there is some friction around one of those processes, oh, well, I don't know what to put in my offer. Oh, well, I don't know where to start to talk to people. Those things aren't true. You always know what to do. And I'm saying that as someone, again, who has struggled with these same thoughts. It's not true. You always know what to do or where to go or who to tap into to get the answers. So that's not the problem. The problem could be going back to the belief thing. The problem could be going back to what have you buried on top that has prohibited you from staying committed. Those are the questions. And so once you can remove all that stuff out of the way, the last step, which is why I kept it for last, is simple. Take the steps. There is no thought process about it. There is no ruminating on it. It is offer, talk to people, make an offer. Create a package, so we don't say the words. Create a package, talk to people, make an offer. If you can commit to that in the next 90 days, you don't even you should have more opportunities than you can take on, because let's be honest, we're not looking to close 20 corporate contracts. No, because we're going to be looking to close some pretty large opportunities. So that volume wouldn't even be necessary, quite honestly, in a general standpoint from where we're speaking now. So if you do that process, there are more leads and opportunities than any one person can handle, which is why I do the work that I do, because I want to see y'all getting some of these too. I can't do them all. So focus on that. That's what I want y'all to focus on the next week until we're back again for this live series. Think through each of those areas, assess yourself and say, what area do I need to focus on right now? If I really want to be successful in this, if I want to land these contracts by the end of the year, in the next 90 days, whatever it looks like for you, what do I need to double down on? And what do I need to get rid of? What junk do I need to clear? What platforms do I need to close down? What people do I need to stop talking to so that I can stay laser focused on what I'm setting out to do by not just getting a contract for the contract? I want y'all to really understand that it definitely is a financial benefit to boost your business, but it's also allowing you to impact on a whole different level. The same things that you guys are doing one-on-one with your clients, imagine doing that for 30, 50, 60 people at a time. How much they can be changed by that, how organizations can be changed by that. It's so much going on in this world right now, different things. And more of us need to be standing in the gap for those who need our support. And one-to-one is great. I do it. I love my one-on-one clients. But even outside of just thinking about what the internet says, oh, after one-to-one, do these group programs, also great. I'm saying take it up another level. Do corporate, do government, do local government, do federal government. Like, take it up as far as you can take your impact. Reach more people, impact more people with these amazing skills that you've been able to develop, and see the change in them. Because that's what we're here to do, right? Create value, make change, and ultimately help other people be able to do some of this work as well. I was just talking to someone else on a call today about how I'm currently doing this and how she could do it as well. But we create the opportunities through our businesses and landing these contracts, but it also creates opportunities for other people to come and do some of this work, right? To come and subcontract with us, to be employees in our company and go out and do some of this work that we do based on our frameworks and processes that we built. Like, I would love, this is my goal, but I would love to see it for my clients as well, for them to have like whole certified programs that they just train people to come learn their expertise and the things that they've been able to amass over the years and go out and do it in these organizations. Like, I would love to see more people thinking that on that level. Like, how can I package what I teach into a program and train the trainers to go out and be my, essentially my evangelists, my people who are going to teach the things that I know to be true and that I've developed for success. And so I'm letting y'all all into the big vision and the big dreams and the big whys, but that's the level. So while the financial rewards are great, the impact is even greater. The opportunities that you create for other people, not even just the legacy of your family, but the family of others. Ooh, I get chills when I think about that. So if that's what you're on and that's what you're looking to create in your business, follow these steps. If you're just coming in, run it back. This was really good, first of all. So run this back for sure. Catch everything that I said, assess yourself, and use the tips that I shared with you to overcome whatever area that you're feeling like you are experiencing that friction in. So now that I've shared that with you guys, I definitely want to give you an opportunity to come and experience and work with me in this, right? So if you're just here for the training, y'all know how it works. We'll be back next week. But if you want to understand opportunities to work with me, then stay on, because I'm going to take a few minutes to explain what that looks like. So we have a lot of things going on over here at the Kay Allen Agency, from our corporate side to even what we're looking to do to provide opportunities to more of our entrepreneurial clients and our audience here. And so we have opportunities to work with us on a one-on-one basis, as well as we are rolling out something that is going to be coming very soon. I'm trying not to share it just yet. We've been sharing it in the background with a few people in the DM. So if you really want to know, then you'll have to book a call with us to talk about working with us so we can share all the opportunities of what that would look like. But we are looking at, I can't share this, we're going to be doing a monthly group experience. So if you have been here for any amount of time, we've been talking about our one-on-one VIP days. Those are definitely still available. We are filling those up, but that is an opportunity where you can continue to work with us on a one-on-one basis and get these processes in place and get all that junk removed. But we're also rolling out a group option, which will be super exciting because I want more of you guys to be able to collaborate together. One of the big things about doing contracts is once they like you and they see you're of value, how you can continue to strengthen that relationship is then bring in other people who can serve in different areas that these clients need. So I want to create a space where more people know, like, we've all been through the process. We understand how to sell to corporate, how to sell to government, all the things. So you already know, like, these people are vetted because they've gone through the process. And now as you are going to opportunities, you can start teaming up and partnering and strengthening these opportunities through these group experiences. And so that will be an opportunity to work with me in a small group over several weeks. We will go through my methodology for creating offers, creating a marketing system, and building a simplified sales process so that you can land these opportunities. And again, you will get that experience with a group to be able to bounce questions off each other, but ultimately be able to partner and share opportunities is a key there that we're going to be doing. So here's your opportunity to learn more about that, and as well as other things that we have going on by working with us. So what you want to do, if you're interested in hearing more about how you can take this to the next level and not just learn this stuff, but actually do it and learn my processes around it and what has led clients to be able to do work with companies like Louis Vuitton and nonprofits and actually getting great contract values out of nonprofit organizations. And also, again, we have clients that are in the government space now as well. So if you want to do that, send me a quick DM that just says WWK, and that stands for Work with Kirsten, WWK, and I will send you the link to complete the short application, which will help me get an understanding of where you are and what you're looking to achieve. And then from there, once I review it, you'll be able to schedule the call right after you complete it. But I'll review that application, and then if everything looks good, we'll continue on with the call. We'll have a conversation, and if one of the opportunities to work with us, whether that is in our one-on-one VIP day, our group program, some other things that we have going on, we'll be able to figure out what will be a good fit for you and decide to move forward from there. Now, caveats, this is for people who are serious. So if you're just kicking tires, if you're committed to your excuses or committed to why you can't do it, this is not going to be the opportunity for you. If you're serious about, I don't know everything, Kirsten, I'm not sure, how all the steps of the process are going to go, but I know that this opportunity is for me. I know that there are things that I can be doing on a greater level. And if I had guidance, I know I can make it happen. Then I'm your girl. So send me that DM. I will send you the link to the application. You complete it. We jump on the call, figure out how we can work together, and we are off to the races. I want to see more logos within our company of clients getting these contracts. So we are on a mission. I haven't put a number on it yet, but soon we're going to be announcing a number of the amount of entrepreneurs that we want to help to get contracts and the contract values that we want to drive towards. So we're going to be talking about this. I'm going to be inviting y'all to come and change your life, get some of these contracts, own your skill set, and do it with confidence through my support. Okay, so if you have any questions about that, my DMs are open. Send me that WWK if you would like to get the link to work with me. And until then, we will be back here, same time, same place, with another amazing topic about how to get in this corporate contract space and what's working for me, what's working for my clients, and all the things. So I will see y'all next week. And until then, y'all be good and go get this money. All right, bye.